Hey guys, Jo here of SportsGrid. It's time for Puck It with Jo. Sorry we're running an hour late today. I had 100 things to do. Weekends are so busy for me with all the games going on, so I had to do a couple things like get groceries so I could cook dinner tonight. So I was asking you guys what I should cook last night because the fridge was empty. But we got 4 games on the slate today. We had a really hot weekend out there on the ice, hoping for another hot day today. Let's keep this momentum going with these 4 games. Now we're going to kick it off with the first game here on deck. And as you know, all odds are from FanDuel. So the St. Louis Blues taking on the Boston Bruins. Looks like an easy one when you first look at it. But the St. Louis Blues actually do play the Boston Bruins strong. And the Boston Bruins are a big favorite here on the money line. So let's just pull up odds on FanDuel. Minus 240 here for the Boston Bruins and plus 195 for the St. Louis Blues. Now that total is sitting at 5.5 at minus 122 to the over, plus 100 to the under. I wanted to take the St. Louis Blues team total under 2.5 when I first looked at this one, but I do fear that they're going to be able to go over this total. Now that's contradictory to what we've seen out of this team in their last 3 games. They've been outscored 12-3. So they have been struggling to find the back of the net. For some reason, they normally score against the Boston Bruins. Swayman in net tonight. Expected at least he's got a 2.44 goals against average and a 9.22 save percentage. We know how phenomenally strong he is. Looking at St. Louis here, Joel Hofer is confirmed in goal. He's got a 2.88 and a 9.10. The Bruins have won the last 4 meetings, including back in December when they won in a shootout in St. Louis. That was a 4-3 win. I'm worried that we're going to see the same sort of game. So instinctually, I want to take this one under. I want to take the St. Louis Blues team total under. I just can't get there. So looking at this one, I've got to look at the Bruins in the first period. I expect them to come out strong on their home ice in the first period and cover the first period. Puck line, laying a half goal there is coming in at plus 124. So I do like that. I just don't believe in the St. Louis Blues. They really have a lack of explosive offensiveness out there on the ice. And I do think it will catch up to them on a team like the Boston Bruins, who are so strong defensively. So let's get Boston in the first period, get that plus money at plus 124 on that puck line. Their team total sitting at 3.5, and I was flirting with that as well. The over 3.5 is minus 118. In a perfect world, this finishes 4-2. My problem is I'm afraid of that empty netter being the reason why this gets tied up 3-3. And Boston doesn't get the empty netter. What happens is the empty net situation, and St. Louis ties it up, pushes it to overtime. So I think this is a tight game. Give me the Bruins in the first period. Boston laying 1.5, Doug, and I feel you. It feels like this should be. And Derek, I can completely make a case for the plus 1.5 as well. It is a strong one to the overtime. So you want to take it to overtime, you could. 3 of the last 4 games between these two have gone to overtime, one of those being a shootout one. Let's look at the next game. The next game is really interesting. The New Jersey Devils taking on the New York Rangers. This is going to be, I think, one of the tightest battles of the night. This one has every opportunity to go to overtime. The New Jersey Devils roll in here at plus 114 and minus 137 for the New York Rangers. Total is 6.5. Minus 115 to the over, minus 105 to the under. I'm going to take this one to the over. I think the New Jersey Devils have the opportunity to pull up the upset here. We know there's been changes in goaltending for the New Jersey Devils. Now they picked up the Sharks goaltender, Kakkonen, who did perform really solid in the couple of performances we saw out of him as of late. So while his numbers aren't a true reflection of what we're going to see out of him, I do think he could steal in this game. He's 6-20-3, so that doesn't sound good. With a 3.39 goals against average and an 8.95 save percentage. Those don't sound great. But this is his first game with the Devils here. I expect a lot out of him in this matchup tonight versus the New York Rangers. I'm going to take his save shots on goal over 28.5. We know the Devils allow an average of 29.6 and the New York Rangers averaging right around 31.9. So those shots are coming. For this to cash, I do think we see at least 35 shots out of the New York Rangers. I think this is a 4-3 style game with the value all being on the New Jersey Devils. Offensively, this team has been clicking as of late, and this is their first time back in New York since the playoffs last season, where they got ejected by the New York Rangers in that 5-2 loss in, I believe it was Game 6. So they have played this season so far. The New York Rangers have taken those first two, but they were in New Jersey, so there's a little bit of reason for the New Jersey Devils to really step up. They lost on Saturday to the Carolina Hurricanes in a line that I thought looked fishy. This line also looks a little fishy in this one, but the power play is strong for the Rangers, and so is the kill. So they absolutely the Devils have to stay out of the box in this one. This is the first night of a back-to-back also for the New York Rangers. They have the Carolina Hurricanes on deck. So that is huge with the look-ahead situation. I know every win counts at this time, but it's hard for a team that's sitting first in the Metro to play against a team sitting 6th when they have the Carolina Hurricanes on deck tomorrow. So if I was to take this total, I would take it over. I do think it's worth sprinkling on the money line here for the New Jersey Devils. I'm going to take Kakkonen over the 28.5 save shots on goal. The Devils team total, absolutely to the over, but it's a parlay piece at -158. I'm also going to target Jack Hughes here. Jack Hughes for 2+ points is +140. It's not as much value as I'd like to get. And maybe we look at him for 3+ points tonight, you guys. Let me just pull that up, because I do think Jack Hughes is in for one of those big explosive nights. 3+ points for Jack Hughes. Sign me up all day. It's coming in at +440. If you think a Panarin from the New York Rangers is going to have a big night, 3+ points for him is +340. I don't know if I can get behind that. You can get Panarin for the power play point up +140. You know they're going to score if the Devils go into the box. So I like that more than the 3+ points. Let's look at the next game here. I'm just going to look at your comments first. Yeah, in net. The Rangers and the Kings parlay. I don't hate that. Yeah, it's hard to trust him, but you see goalies coming in for their new team, and they really do play strong. Thanks, Steve. Good to see you here. You're on the Boston Bruins first period in the under 7.5. I love that. I really do think Boston has to come out strong. I love bumping up, firing up that total to 7.5, being a 5.5. So that is a good one there. Jonathan Quick in net for, I'm seeing David Rittich in net for the LA Kings. So we'll have a look at that one for sure. The Washington Capitals taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Okay, Winnipeg is off a brutal game. So Winnipeg is coming off the game versus Vancouver Canucks that they got shut out 5-0. Their coach came out and said, no players on the team played strong. We had the worst game ever. And he was completely basically appalled with this team. This is what happened to the Tampa Bay Lightning. After Tampa lost to Calgary, their coach came out, made a statement that they played dreadful hockey. And then we saw them bounce back, and they bounced back strong in that first period. I do think we see that out of the Winnipeg Jets as well. My fear here is the Washington Capitals have dominated this matchup. They've won 7 of the last 10 and won the last 4 straight. So they've been really strong. I think this is a back and forth battle with the Winnipeg Jets and the Washington Capitals. Current lines on this, the Winnipeg Jets are -210, so huge favorites. Washington's coming in at +172, total of 5.5, juice the over at -120, -102 to the under. +1.5 on the Washington Capitals is -144, -1.5 on the Winnipeg Jets is +120. For myself, I think I got to look at the Winnipeg Jets just in that first period. They're coming off that disgusting loss to the Vancouver Canucks 5-0. They've lost 2 of their last 3. They're getting back on home ice. They have to come out from the get-go and get those goals on the board. Now, the Washington Capitals have been playing stronger offensively, and they've been really showing up in these games. They have 43 goals in their past 10 games, including 10 in their last 2. So if they step up offensively, the Winnipeg Jets are going to have to stop playing such a strong defensive game and keep up with the scoring. So I'm looking for the Jets to come out strong in the first period, grab us a goal or 2, win this first period, laying the puck line at +132. And then for this game, more than likely to go over that total of 5.5. If this was 6.5, I'd look to the under. With 5.5, I've got to look to the over. The Capitals team total under 2.5 is -142. So it's too juicy anyway. You should see the Winnipeg Jets revert to a strong defensive play like we know they're capable of. I'm just not trusting in it, especially with how the Capitals have been playing and how the Capitals have dominated this matchup. So I think that over is a stronger way to go than the under, especially being at 5.5. Now, talking about the Winnipeg Jets and how much stronger they are going to be offensively. They've added Tyler Toffoli to this lineup. You guys know it. He's a strong right winger. Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele will all be on the same line. I'm going to look here at Tyler Toffoli for an anytime goal at plus 150. I'm also going to look at Kyle Connor at plus 135. But I do think the best bet here, kind of dangerous, is Kyle Connor for 2+ assists. That's coming in at plus 520. I could absolutely see this playing out that Kyle Connor is giving the assist to Tyler Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli is such a strong closer. He is phenomenal out there on the ice, and I think it's such a great addition here for the Winnipeg Jets. So Kyle Connor for 2+ points at 520. Kyle Connor anytime goal at plus 135. Toffoli for the anytime goal at plus 150. And then that's all the props I'm going to take, but the Jets on the puck line first period. Yeah, Tyler Toffoli. Yeah, I can see him making a great one. Pasta, anytime goal, Pasternak there for the Boston Bruins. I like it as well. You definitely have to hit that for sure. Panarin from the Rangers. I like it. I like it where you're going. And yeah, Connor Hellebuyck is going to be mad in that one. It's just the Winnipeg Jets have been dominated by the Washington Capitals. It's kind of scary. So let's just look at the Jets first period. Kyle Connor and Tyler Toffoli, and then Connor Hellebuyck to step up. I don't know what happens after that, you guys. It's a scary situation. Let's look at another game here. The last game of the night, we have the New York Islanders taking on the LA Kings. Now, the Islanders have been rolling hot. They won their last 6 in a row. They're taking on the LA Kings team. The Kings are minus 150, and the Islanders are plus 125. Total is at 5.5 at minus 122. I have to take this one to the over. I know how strong the LA Kings are on the defensive side of the puck, but this Islanders team has been absolutely phenomenal. They got 6 goals versus the Ducks. Yes, it's the Ducks. 7 versus the Sharks. Yes, it's the Sharks. 4 versus the Blues, so that gets interesting there, especially with the Blues kill. And then 5 versus the Boston Bruins, who we know are so phenomenally strong, and 5 versus the Red Wings. So out of all those teams, I really look at what they were able to do versus Boston. Was that a one-off thing? Maybe, but I do think they can go over their team total. The Islanders team total is only at 2.5. This could be a 3-goal game for the Islanders. They could even lose it. And at minus 122 for their team total over, we're still going to cash. I expect those 3 goals out of them. Can they get the win over the LA Kings? I think so. Now, the second night of a back-to-back is a huge dagger in the backs of the Islanders here because they have not been able to win these second nights of a back-to-back. They have lost their last 8. I think they can break the streak here, you guys. All the value is on the Islanders. They're rolling with momentum. I'm not going to step in front of them. I'm going to sprinkle on the Islanders on the money line. Again, that is coming in at plus 125. We have lost value as the days gone on. They were plus 135 earlier in the day. 3 of the last 5 games have gone to this under. I'm not trusting the total. I could see a situation where this goes over that total. I think the Islanders are playing too explosive offensively, and they're going to catch David Rittich here. Now, Sorokin is in goal for the Islanders. We know he can steal them a win any day as well. And his goals against average truly doesn't represent how strong he is. It's a 3.01 on the season and a 909 save percentage. So I'm with the Islanders. I'm on the Islanders team total over 2.5. Bo Horvat for the anytime goal. Let's look at the value we're getting on some of these Islanders players because they are playing so strong right now. The goalie prop, Sorokin, his number is 28.5. I would take Sorokin over 28.5. You look at the LA Kings are averaging 33 shots on goal per game, and the Islanders allow their goaltenders to be peppered at 33.2. So Sorokin over 33.5. It wasn't out earlier. I absolutely love that. 28.5. Take it to the over. David Rittich, his number is only 25.5. I would stay off of that one. Let's look at goal scorers here. Kempe is back on the ice for the LA Kings. He's coming in at plus 175. You know he's going to be impactful getting right back out here on the ice. I would look at that. Brock Nelson at plus 190. Bo Horvat at plus 230. And Barzell at plus 250. I'd look at Barzell. Plus 250 for Barzell for the anytime goal. Looking at those points, let's just look at the 2+ points here. Kempe at plus 230. Barzell at plus 310. Kopitar of the LA Kings at plus 320. Bo Horvat of The Islanders, plus 370, and Brock Nelson. Let's go with Bo Horvat at 2+ points at plus 370. I like that one, you guys. It's going to be a great game. Isles knocking the Flyers out of third place. It's going to be crazy. It really is. Lean the Islanders. I got to lean the Islanders as well. Oops, they play tomorrow. It's lots of games tomorrow. We got a loaded slate tomorrow. I'm worried about the Rangers in the look ahead today because of that loaded slate tomorrow. Cam's playing lights out in net. Cam Talbot, absolutely. Cam Talbot of the LA Kings, but it looks like it is David Rittich. And let me just, I'm pretty sure I just saw David Rittich name there. Let me double check, you guys. Yeah, it is David Rittich in net for the LA Kings. So it's not Cam Talbot. I'm willing to go against that in this situation. I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal out there. Quick is in net for the New York Rangers. He's been strong, but I do think the New Jersey Devils can steal this. So just to recap, the Bruins first period over 1.5, the Bruins first period puck line laying the half a goal, coming in at plus 120 for Kekkonen of the Devils. Save shots on goal over 28.5. The Devils on the money line. The over 6.5 I would lean to as well. Jack Hughes for the 2+ points at plus 140. You look at Jasper Bratt as well. I'm going to take the Winnipeg Jets in the first period on the puck line, laying the half a goal at plus 132. Toffoli for the anytime goal. Kyle Connor for the anytime goal and 2+ points for Kyle Connor at plus 520. The value on the New York Islanders tonight, I got to take them. New York Islanders plus 125 now that it's at. The team total over 2.5 at minus 122. And I would lean over in that game. You guys, all the best in all of your bets again. Sorry we're later today. We'll be back at the normal time tomorrow. I promise. I wish you guys all the best out there on the ice. Let's make some freaking money out there. I appreciate you guys so very much. Let's make some mega money tonight. I love that saying, Jace. Let's make some mega money. You guys, I'll see you tomorrow.